What's going on, guys? WhiteFox1225 here, and today we're talking about For Honor. It's an upcoming sword fighting game that's been made by Ubisoft. Last year we got a look at the multiplayer at E3, and this year we were lucky enough to get to see some of the campaign. I had personally just assumed it was a multiplayer only game, but we did get a look at the single player and it looks really cool, and I thought in this video we'd go over all the details about the single player and everything we know so far. So in case you've never heard of For Honor, it's a sword fighting game that has Vikings, samurai, and knights all fighting against each other. So in the single player, the story goes that there was this giant earthquake, sort of apocalypse, and all of these three factions, the Vikings, the samurai, and the knights, they had to fight against each other for resources, and now that war has lasted thousands and thousands of years, they kind of forgot why they're fighting, and the war is still going on. But now another force has entered the battle and is called Apollyon. She's kind of like an evil warlord, and the factions have to fight each other and fight her at the same time. The story is going to be told through the perspective of the samurai, Vikings, and knights. You'll have different characters you play as in all factions, and you'll switch between their perspectives to tell the whole story. There also seems to be some sort of narrator, not really sure who that is, but in the gameplay we got to see at E3 I noticed there definitely was a narration. It seemed like someone was telling a story that happened a while ago, so maybe they'll sort of try to do that where this is a story from the past and now you're witnessing it. I'm not completely sure, but there definitely will be some sort of narration. Let's move on and talk about what the gameplay will be like and how we'll actually feel to play the game. Just like the multiplayer, there'll be a lot of enemies on the battlefield, but a lot of those enemies will be really weak and you can take them out really easily. And you make your way through them and then you lock on with someone and you actually have a duel that can last like 30 seconds or a minute. So there is going to be a lot of trash, sort of like a game like Titanfall where you can just plow through them and then you're going to get into those harder battles. There also will be some really challenging boss fights. The one we saw in the demo lasted about 2 or 3 minutes, and the enemies can take a lot of hits and deal a lot of damage, so you have to be careful, and it definitely takes a lot of strategy to beat these guys. But the boss fight in the demo we saw looked really cool, so pretty excited to see those. Let's move on and talk about how the gameplay actually works in the game. It works the same exact way as the multiplayer. It's all about your positioning and where you're holding your weapon. You can either be holding your weapon to your left, above you, or to your right. When your enemy's attacking, you want to mirror their attack so you're in the right position to block that attack, and when you're attacking, you want to be on the opposite side of them so you can attack their unguarded side. The positioning is really important, so when an enemy does attack, you're going to have to quickly move your blade into position to get that block, and then quickly hit them where they're not blocking. You can also do a few different things like dodging. You can use the environment to kill them, so you can throw them into a spike or push them off a ledge. You can also knock them off balance. That's something we saw in the demo, so it won't just be sword fighting, but definitely the position of your blade is a huge part of the gameplay. It also looks like your character will have special abilities. In the demo we saw that the Raider has this thing called Revenge Mode, where after taking a lot of damage or blocking a lot of attacks, it lets him do more damage and also take more damage too. So that's pretty much it for the video, guys. The game will also be co-op, multiplayer, and split screen on top of the single player. It's coming out February 14th, 2017 on all platforms, Xbox One, PS4, and of course the PC. You can sign up for the alpha right now and I'll have a link below for you to check that out. If you guys liked the video, give it a like. If you want to see more, hit that subscribe button. Let me know in the comment section how you guys feel about the game, if you're excited or not. Thanks for watching as always, and I'll see you in the next one.